Trauma can be an elusive enemy, hiding behind various masks and manifesting in unexpected ways. It's a question that may not have a simple answer, but today we'll explore a complex and profound concept that might shed some light on this: trauma. Trauma is a deeply distressing or disturbing experience that leaves a lasting impact on an individual's mental, physical, and emotional health. It's not just about the disturbing events themselves, but also about the traces they leave behind. Its symptoms can range from hyperarousal, avoidance, and re-experiencing to mood swings and substance abuse. Trauma can also significantly influence relationships, self-image, and even choices of vocation and place of employment. Identifying signs of unresolved trauma can be a step forward towards understanding and healing. It's a vast and complex subject, one that requires our attention and understanding. So stay tuned as we delve into the complexities of trauma and its profound effects. Trauma, a word we often hear but seldom truly understand. So let's delve into the depths of this concept. Trauma, at its core, is an emotional response to an overwhelmingly negative event or series of events. It's not the event itself that defines trauma, but rather our internal reaction to it. The experience is subjective and deeply personal, meaning that what might be traumatic for one person may not be for another. There are several types of trauma, each with its unique characteristics. Acute trauma results from a single distressing event, while chronic trauma is repeated and prolonged, such as domestic violence or abuse. Complex trauma is exposure to varied and multiple traumatic events, often of an invasive, interpersonal nature. It's essential to understand that trauma is not about the what, but about the how. It's about how the mind and body react to an event that feels unpredictably and uncontrollably stressful. It's about feeling so helpless and vulnerable that it shakes you to your very core. What makes trauma particularly vexing is its complexity. It doesn't fit into neat boxes or categories. It's a multifaceted beast, encompassing a wide range of experiences and responses. The same event can lead to different types of trauma in different people, depending on their personality, resilience, support systems, and a host of other factors. Trauma can disrupt your life, but it doesn't have to define it. It's not a life sentence. With understanding, support, and the right strategies, it's possible to heal and reclaim your life. But before we can heal, we must first recognize. And to recognize, we must understand. And that's why we're here, peeling back the layers of this intricate concept. In the end, trauma is like a shadow. It's the unseen, the unspoken, the misunderstood. But just like a shadow, it's also a reflection of something real, something tangible. It's a testament to a struggle endured and a fight survived. Understanding trauma is the first step to recognizing its symptoms. So let's take this journey together, shedding light on the shadows and uncovering the reality of trauma. What does trauma look like? The symptoms may surprise you. Trauma manifests in a multitude of ways, and it's crucial to understand that these symptoms are not character flaws, but responses to extreme stress. One common symptom is hyperarousal, often described as being constantly on edge. It's like your fight or flight response is stuck in the on position, causing an exaggerated startle response, difficulty relaxing, or even trouble sleeping. Then there's avoidance, where one might steer clear of anything that reminds them of the trauma. This could be people, places, or activities which can potentially lead to social isolation. Have you ever noticed someone suddenly changing their habits or avoiding previously enjoyed activities? It could be a sign of trauma. Re-experiencing the trauma is another significant symptom. This can take many forms, including flashbacks, intrusive thoughts, or nightmares about the traumatic event. It's as if the mind is trapped in a loop, replaying the trauma over and over again. Mood swings are another symptom to be aware of. These include sudden, intense, and often unexplainable shifts in mood. 1 minute you're fine, the next you're engulfed in anger, sadness, or fear. It's a turbulent emotional roller coaster that can leave both the person experiencing it and those around them feeling bewildered. Lastly, we have substance abuse. Some people turn to drugs or alcohol to numb painful memories or feelings. While these substances provide temporary relief, they don't address the root cause of the pain and can often exacerbate the problem, leading to addiction. These symptoms can deeply impact not only an individual's mental health, but also their relationships and self-image. Recognizing these symptoms is the first step towards healing. In the next segment, we'll discuss the impact of trauma on relationships, self-image, and even career choices. So stay tuned. Trauma doesn't stop at symptoms. It seeps into every corner of life. The impacts of trauma can be seen in every facet of life, from relationships and self-image to career choices. When it comes to relationships, trauma can cause a myriad of issues. Attachment problems may arise, making it difficult to trust others. This can lead to unstable or unhealthy relationships. Intimacy becomes a challenge, as fear of closeness or vulnerability can hinder the formation of deep, meaningful connections. Communication can also become a struggle, with difficulty expressing needs, feelings, or concerns within relationships. These issues can escalate conflicts, leading to defensive or aggressive reactions when feeling threatened or misunderstood. The influence of trauma on self-image is also significant. Negative self-perception, feelings of worthlessness, shame, or guilt often arise, with the trauma being internalized as a reflection of one's value. A loss of identity can occur, especially if the trauma happened at a developmental stage. This can lead to a pervasive sense of helplessness or a lack of control over one's life and environment. Trauma can even affect vocation and place of employment choices. Some may avoid triggering environments, opting for jobs that feel safe or less likely to expose them to similar kinds of stress or trauma. Others might seek control, choosing roles or careers where they feel they have more autonomy, potentially as a counter to feelings of powerlessness. It's not uncommon for some to be drawn to helping professions where they can aid others who have experienced similar challenges, finding meaning in their own experiences by aiding in others' healing. Job hopping, or the difficulty in maintaining steady employment due to unresolved trauma symptoms, can also be a common occurrence. In essence, the impact of trauma is multifaceted and pervasive, touching every aspect of life. It can strain relationships, distort self-image, and influence career choices, often in ways that may not be immediately apparent. Yet, how do we know when trauma remains unresolved? Unresolved trauma can lurk under the surface, but there are signs to watch for. Delving into the heart of this scene, let's unveil the signs of unresolved trauma. Amidst the hustle and bustle of daily life, overwhelming emotions can arise seemingly out of nowhere. These intense feelings might seem disproportionate to the current situation, like a tempest in a teacup, hinting at a deeper, unresolved issue. Physical symptoms can also manifest as a sign of unresolved trauma. Unexplained headaches, stomach aches, or other physical discomforts without a clear medical cause could be the body's way of expressing what the mind cannot articulate. Indeed, our bodies often speak the language of our subconscious, giving voice to our silent struggles. Then there's dissociation, a feeling of being detached from one's body or surroundings, a sense of unreality. It's like watching your life as an outsider, as though you're floating above the fray. This detachment can be a protective mechanism, a way to cope with experiences that are too painful to fully absorb. Interpersonal difficulties are another telltale sign. You might find it challenging to maintain close relationships, feeling chronically misunderstood or alienated. These struggles can stem from the fear and mistrust seeded by past trauma, casting long shadows over your current relationships. Self-destructive behaviour can also be a red flag. Engaging in risky or harmful behaviours, seemingly without concern for one's well-being, might be an attempt to numb the pain or regain control. Intrusive memories are another key sign. Recurrent, unwanted memories of the trauma can intrude into daily life, like uninvited guests that refuse to leave. These intrusive memories can rob you of your peace, keeping you tethered to the past. Lastly, look out for an excessive fear of abandonment. This can lead to clinginess or, conversely, pushing people away, a frantic dance between desire for closeness and fear of hurt. Recognizing these signs is a crucial step towards seeking help and healing. By shining a light on these shadows, we start to reclaim our power, embarking on the path towards resolution and recovery. Trauma is a complex and deeply personal experience, but understanding it is the first step towards recovery. We've explored the different forms it can take, from hyperarousal to avoidance and re-experiencing, all of which can lead to mood swings and even substance abuse. We've seen how it can impact relationships, leading to attachment issues, intimacy challenges, and communication struggles. We've delved into how it can influence a person's self-image and even their choice of vocation. And we've highlighted the signs of unresolved trauma, such as overwhelming emotions, physical symptoms, dissociation, and interpersonal difficulties. Recognizing these signs is crucial, as it paves the way for seeking help and starting the journey towards healing. Remember, it's okay to seek help, and recovery is possible. Thank you for joining me. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel.